Hi, how are you? I'm Dr. Sean Jones, and I'd like to speak to you today about telemedicine. For my own part, I've been involved in the design and development of telemedicine interfaces since 2011. We released our first telemedicine platform in Jamaica in 2016 through Trinity Medical, and today would like to introduce an upgraded version that will involve monitoring for COVID symptoms and monitoring for hypertensives and diabetics because these are the folks who are at highest risk if they get a COVID infection. So what we need to be able to do is to treat patients from home so that they don't risk having to travel to the doctor's office in order to get their treatment. And as you know, for anyone with hypertension or diabetes, they need to be constantly cared for. So doctors definitely need to have a way for which to care for their patients at home under the circumstances that we're facing with this COVID-19 virus. Now, a lot of people may be wondering, what is telemedicine? Well, telemedicine is any treatment you might get from a doctor from a distance. And there are many people who have had telemedicine consultations, but it's just that it wasn't called that. So if you think about times in the past when you have called your doctor's office or you call your doctor directly to tell them about a problem, and then you got a prescription for it, which you went to the pharmacy and picked up. That was a form of telemedicine. But what we now need to do is we need to formalize the process so that it can be tracked and it can be more comprehensive and effective. And we have been doing that at Trinity Medical for the past 4 years since the implementation. We have seen many patients with our telemedicine interface here, and now we want to widen that to the broader society. And for those of our patients who have not yet used telemedicine with us. This is certainly the time when there's a risk of COVID for all of us to be using telemedicine. So essentially what will happen is you can log on to the site, which is trinitymallmedical.com. You will see a link there that says telemedicine that you can click on that link and just register yourself. Now, the things that you will be able to do, you could do a text consultation with a doctor. You could do a video consultation with a doctor. So when you think of these consultations, you might then be asking yourself, is this thing safe? Is telemedicine safe? Well, the way to look at it is that when you go to consult with a doctor, what doctor needs is information. And I'm sure that there are many of you who have gone to the doctor, and after you have left the doctor's office, then you remember that there were some things that you wanted to discuss with doctor and you didn't get a chance to discuss that. Well, telemedicine actually helps to solve that problem. So if you think of doing a text consultation with your doctor, think of the fact that you could be sitting at home comfortably remembering all the issues you have, writing that list down and then sending it off to doctor. Doctor then gets an opportunity to review that list, look at everything that is happening with you, send you some follow-up questions, and then be able to make a better decision in terms of what is happening for you and what they need to do for you, and then send your treatment, whether to the pharmacy or to say to you, hey, you need to come in and get some labs done, or you need to get this particular test done, stuff like that. So telemedicine works. It has worked very well for many of our patients, and there are many of them who can attest to that. We have been doing this for quite some time now. And essentially for my own part, because I've also provided telemedicine services to other parts of the world, and one of the things that people usually say is that they end up exchanging more with a doctor during their telemedicine sessions than they would do sometimes when they are sitting in person. So that is one of the advantages that I have seen with telemedicine based on my experience with quite a few people across the globe. Now, at this point with the COVID epidemic, there's a lot that we need to do to protect ourselves. And the most important thing is that you need to stay home. So when we think of this interface, this telemedicine interface, it's not just about a video consultation or a text consultation. It is way more than that. What we have done is that we have created partnerships with pharmacies, laboratories, and even some of our health centers so that we can coordinate the care that people need. So when I treat grandma at home who is hypertensive and who has run out of her medications and she needs to get medications, and let's say the family has contacted us and we have had an opportunity to see grandma or have a discussion with respect to what's happening to her, and we feel comfortable in taking a good decision on her behalf, then we can then determine the sort of treatment that is necessary for grandma. Is it that she's going to be taken to a lab to get something done. And with that sort of planning, then you know that we're then able to say, all right, grandma is coming in, so we want nobody else in the lab at this time. She has an appointment for 10 o'clock, so all the young people need to be cleared out, the place needs to be properly sterilized, that sort of thing. So those are the advantages of telemedicine as compared to grandma just turning up at the office and there are many people in the office, and at this point we don't want grandma in a medical office with other people there. That is really a no. That's not what we want as physicians. That's certainly not the position of our government that has led us so well during this crisis. So the role for telemedicine at this point is irrefutable. This is what we need to do at this point, and for us, we're providing that interface that will allow you to get the best care for your doctors. So we're encouraging everyone to log on to Trinity24medical.com, click on the telemedicine button, go register yourself, and for those who will have space on their phones, there will be an app available for you. We're not asking people to download the app immediately. The app is pretty large, and there are some people who probably will not have space on their phones for that particular app. So what we have done is that we have made a web app. So once you log on to the website, then you're still getting all the functionality that would be present in the app, and it will still do very well on your phone, so that you can access your doctors, ask your questions, do video consultations, request prescriptions, get your monitoring for COVID, get your monitoring for high blood pressure, for sugar, and many other ailments that we have included that people can get treatment for. Now, the question that a lot of people might have is, how would you pay for this? Well, you pay for this online, or in some instances, depending on the services that you're going to access, then you probably can pay for that in office if it is that you are allowed to go to the office, or you are close to the office and you are permitted to move to go to the office for that reason. So a payment could be made in office for the services that you're booking, because what we're now doing also is that even for physical visits to the office, we're asking that people use the interface to book those visits, so that we can help to do pre-screening, so that people don't turn up at the office so there's a crowd in a doctor's office at any given time. This is a time, ladies and gentlemen, where we really need to stick to schedules, we need to stick to the timings, we need to get appointments for the doctor's offices and keep those appointments, because it is important that social distancing becomes a part of how we deliver care as physicians. So we don't want a throng of people in the office all at once. We want you to schedule so that if you're supposed to be there at 10:15, 10:10 you turn up, 5 minutes, you head inside, get sorted so you can get to see the doctor and head back home. That is what we need for our country now, for us to offer the sort of protections that we really need. We're in detrimental times with this COVID virus, and so this is definitely the time for us to take advantage of the technologies that have been developed. So I invite you all to log on to Trinity24medical.com, click the telemedicine area, sign up for your account, so that whenever you need to see a doctor, you could have a doctor at your disposal who will be able to guide you, provide your testing if necessary, provide a prescription if necessary. And even with respect to your prescriptions, this is also going to be supported by a prescription delivery system, so that for those people who either can't leave home or shouldn't leave home, then we will organize for their prescriptions to be delivered to them at home. This is really the only way to go now. This is what Jamaica needs, and as a medical community, this is the sort of response we feel that is necessary in order to protect our country and to keep our people safe. So have a good day, guys, and God bless all of you. And with effort and with love and care for each other, we all can get through this. Take care.